Hello everyone and welcome back to Performance Racing League, and a special welcome to my co-commentator Destroyer,
Hello.
who is joining me once again. Obviously last time out I had no mic, but this time we're back with audio for Tier 2 and not just the visuals. We're here in Hungary, or Magyar Nagydic as it's also known as. And I'm gonna try and get the stream up on the Discord. So give me a second. And everyone. Tier 2 is live. Boom! There we go. We're just waiting for the last couple of people to select their tires. And here we go. What's the weather gonna be like? Tier 1 had a dry race. A little bit of cloud in the qualifying, but unfortunately it didn't manifest into... I just heard a speaker in my left ear saying something about Lewis Hamilton. I think I have the like a special... Hold on, I'm gonna turn that down because that's very, very distracting. Just hear the announcers. I can't turn that down. No, fuck it. I'll just have to deal with him. Here we go. No, we don't need that. Craig is the first one out on track. In that Alpha Tauri.
With the disgruntled Muppet just right behind him.
Yeah. Craig currently slap bang in the middle, P10 in the championship, with Disgruntled being P8 in the championship. There's almost 20 points between them. So quite close. I am gonna assume it's dry because everyone's coming out quite quickly. So I don't think anyone is fixing their setups.
Which is a good sign, because that means racing will be interesting in just dry weather.
Yeah. This is one of those tracks where the tire wear is very, very weird. Because it says it's gonna be an easy soft medium or medium soft, but the tires don't last nearly as long as they should. So the hards is definitely a good race tire here.
Seems to be the tire degradation's quite high then.
Yeah. As we have Gordsauce in the chats. What's up? Craig sits at 27.7 in the first sector. It's been looking tidy so far. Now through the area where you need the downforce. Yeah, a full grid, a little bit thanks to one of the new guys, Villeneuve, 1965, in the other Alpha Tauri. Did a test race yesterday, so it's allowed to race today. So hopefully he can do something.
It's not often we get full grids as well.
No, it's actually quite rare. It's usually 18 or 17 drivers. 17.5 for Craig, half a second quicker than Disgruntled. Grayson with a 19.2. And Dr. J with an 18.4. Hines, one of the brothers, comes in with a 17.6, just behind Craig. Villeneuve had invalidated. I was gonna go on board. Salad tosser in P5.
As people just start to get in banker laps as the first laps come in.
Yeah. Ramsey, it is myself and Destroyer in the comms booth today.
Tier 2 always seems to be quite interesting, because it's quite close in the midfield.
Yeah, as the old boy of Nico John goes pole, provisional pole at least, with a 17.4. And yes, Hines is back together with Ines, who we saw in the Tier 1 race. Finished P7, if I recall correctly. As Dutch goes P7. So, yeah, Tier 2 is a little bit like the old Premier Tier was. It often has the guys at the top, as Villeneuve sets a 17.2, the new guy, showing the old PRL guys how it's done.
That is a very strong time for their first lap in PRL.
Definitely.
Being 2/10 ahead of Nico John.
Yeah, Nico John, of course, a very quick driver. Currently, where in the standings? P3. Oh,
Fine,
Ace.
Grayson's out.
Oh,
It's crashed.
that's not good. Gorzo saying that Villeneuve is solid and could be in contention. That's gonna be very interesting then. One of the new guys. We've had quite a few new guys join up lately, which is always fun. Hines with a 16.8. That's as fast as I did in my quali run, so that's good. Myself to Tier 2 confirmed.
He's taking inspiration from his brother.
Yeah, definitely. As Asage comes across the line, P4, 17.5, just ahead of Craig. As I just missed a food, comes across the line for 120.1.
As Lucasades about to start his lap, the championship leader.
Let's go on board with the Alfa Romeo then. That would explain it, but yeah, it's always fun when new people join. Obviously, it would be fun if PRL could go back to 3 tiers, as it was. Of course, we even had a 4th tier for a season.
Villeneuve saying in the chat that it was just a lucky lap that he did.
Well, it must have been very lucky because it's currently P2. Lucas said though, purple sector 1. Obviously this game is a little bit broken, so I'm taking it with a little bit of salt, but Lucas said is of course very quick.
Went off track a bit there.
Yeah, still purple in Sector 2. Yeah, Villeneuve, the thing is, the people in Tier 1, at least the fast guys, are sweats, so don't measure yourself with them. So we have Lucas 8 now coming across the line, P3! Wow, that's very close. Craig has improved to a 17.2, and it's just... There's 3 drivers on a 17.2.
Very close for second, third, and fourth.
As usual. Noob coming through the penultimate corner. I definitely did just call you a sweat gourd sauce. As Noob comes across the line, goes P2, 17.0 is that lap time from the Mercedes. A very solid lap time.
As Lavodri is now about to finish his first lap.
Her, I think. Rodri.
Setting a time of 117.8, slotting him in 10th for now.
Oh, and Butler invalidates in, what's that, turn 4?
So unfortunate. But he still has 7 minutes to gain some laps to hopefully have a contention for the win later on in the race.
Dr. J on mediums? That's interesting. You could tell where the top of Tier 2 could easily fit into Tier 1 really well. It's the top 6 or 7 in Tier 1 that you can tell should probably... Yeah, definitely. Wait, where am I in... Where am I in that standings? The top 5. The top 5, I think. You should be in a higher division. Don't include me in that. I'm way too slow. I totally did not win last season in Tier 1.
Don't underestimate yourself.
And Dr. J does improve to 18.2, but is still on the medium tires. Salad tosser comes across the line, can't improve. Let's go on board with Tarians is not using ERS, which is... I wonder if it's a mistake or if they just want another outlap.
It seems to me that they're starting to warm up a bit, doing a bit of weaving.
Let's go on board with their teammate then, Butler, coming into the final sector, final couple of corners. It's so tricky here because the tires are gonna be overheating. As you come through.
Fourth.
Wow, 17.1. 3 drivers on a 17.1.
The top
Wow.
8 is so close. Anyone could get pole.
Yeah. And it's only 5 minutes remaining, so... And Tar Heels is burning ERS now, so... A 19.3 without ERS is still pretty strong. Let's see what it can do with ERS.
As we're into the final 5 minutes of the session now.
Yeah, I could honestly see the top 11. Even Roderick could win this. It's definitely very, very close between the top guys. Toriel's over a second up. Going into the pits. Probably want that last minute run then. Craig coming around the final corner to start their lap. As we now are gonna see people trickle out of the pits to get around. Obviously the lap time is pretty short, so it's probably gonna be like another 30 seconds and then we're gonna see
the last ones.
Yeah, the gaggle. Craig is slightly improving in Sector 1. 16,000. Through the chicane. It's so tricky with the downforce here because you obviously need speed for the main event if you want to overtake, but you need the downforce to be fast. Here in qualifying, purple Sector 2 for Craig. Is Craig gonna put it on pole? Through the final turn. When can you get on power? And it's a 16.9 P2 for Craig. Oh, and Hines sliding out of turn 1. Has massive amounts of marbles on the tires. And has backed off. Canuck is the next one. Coming through turn 3. Has actually already done a lap. Never mind. There's 2 drivers on a 17.0 as well. Lucas 8 is coming to the end of their lap. 17.1. That's 4 drivers on a 17.1. Lucas 8 P5.
And he nearly got a 17.0.
Yeah, only 2 or 3 thousandths away.
It's very tight at the top, so the race might actually be really interesting to see how, but quali pace doesn't always translate.
Yeah, and of course it is tier 2. Incidents are a little bit more common. So of course safety cars can get into the mix of things. Obviously tier 1 did not have any safety cars.
Very clean from them this week.
Yeah, only one incident as well, and it's turn 1 lap 1. Oh no, Villeneuve outbrakes himself. Yeah, that's...
He'll be really annoyed with himself with that one.
Who is the next one? The noob.
Oh, that was close. Noob nearly hit Villeneuve because Villeneuve was trying to get into the pits before.
I really hope that
missed.
was just a spin from... I obviously didn't see what Villeneuve did, but hopefully that was just a spin and not a bad attempt at joining the pit lane, as Hines improves to a 16.828. Is anyone gonna be able to beat that? On board with Ace Edge. Purple through sector 2, and is improving by a 10th. Yeah, I figured that, Villeneuve. I kind of figured you got distracted by that car ahead. So tricky when the car ahead goes on. And yes, Ace Edge! Wow!
That is pivotal.
That is incredible. Ace Edge takes his first PRL pole position. So it's Ace Edge from Hines, Craig, Noob, Northern Canuck, Nico John, Lucasade, Butler, Rodri, Villeneuve, Sparkplug, Tac Delta, the top 12 within half a second of each other. Wow. Then you have Dr. J, Disgruntled, Salatosser, Dutch, Cersei Sachs, P13 to P17, or as we call it, the Canadian Gaggle. Grayson, Tar Heels, and Tafur rounds off the grid for this very interesting Hungarian Grand Prix.
With Ace Edge being 19th in the championship, this could be pivotal to see how he can improve up the standings.
Oh, it's a little bit cloudy.
Could we get some rain at any point?
Would very much spice it up at least. Ace did that lap time with 5 laps of fuel as well. That's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive.
That's gonna cost what? Half a second? At least?
The weather forecast has said there is no rain, but it's just overcast. But it may change. You never know.
Yeah, it would spice it up, that's for sure. Let's hope Tier 2 is more behaved than Tier 1. I don't even think there was that much chaos in Turn 1. There was a little bit, like Jesse moved over a little bit, but honestly that tap was more that Ines just lost the back end and spun, and then people got caught up. But hopefully it's cleaner. In the sense that no one takes a spin. I find it very interesting to just listen to the guy on the speaker, because he's rattling off facts about F1.
Oh. Very interesting.
Yeah, he said something about the Turkish Grand Prix. I couldn't quite hear it, but here we go. The 5 red lights are on. Slides out and away we go. Craig looks to have had a pretty good start. So does Agent Noob up into P2. Oh, we have a car off track. Oh, please rejoin safely. It's an Alfa Romeo. I think it's Lucas Aid. It looks decently clean.
As Ace Edge still has the lead.
Yeah, we have Nico John going around the outside, turns to the inside of Northern Canuck. Oh, I think there was a Red Bull who had a moment. Oh, and someone's off in the background. That's Dutch. There's a
Hopefully he
lot
can
of
get back in the
chaos.
race. Bottler. Spinning.
Oh no.
As HNS has gone down 6 places so far. In 8th.
As we have Aiden in chat saying, Lucas Aid, your car isn't a lawnmower. As Lucas Aid was cutting some grass into turn 1. As
Move
Ace
for
Edge.
Salad Tosser.
As it's starting to settle down a little bit. Ace Edge still in the lead. I'm gonna get that up. As we have a yellow flag. That's Cersei. You can see the person with the best start currently is actually Tafur. 4 places up. Up to P16 from last place. And
most people are on mediums, apart from Tafu, who's on the hard tyre to start with. Which is an interesting strategy.
yeah, a couple of soft runners as well. Noob, Hines, Salad and Cersei. Which is also an interesting strategy. As Craig is now very close to Ace Edge. Looks to the inside. Who has to
Can
move
he
on?
get it?
Oh, Craig is just ahead, but Ace Edge is gonna have the inside into turn 3 and takes back P1. But the fight is not over yet. Oh, and Salad Tosser has spun, and there is a virtual safety car. And there is a 5-second time penalty for Dr. J.
Collision with Salad Tosser, it seems.
Yeah, and Salad Tosser has no front wing. Yeah, Tier 2 has been very, very good in terms of battling, Aiden. It's been very, very interesting to watch. It's a little bit like a Tier 1 was.
Apparently there's a lot of lag
Oh, that's
in
rough.
the lobby.
DRS is enabled.
As the VSC ends.
Yeah. Lucas Aid right on the back. Oh, and Noob's into the pits. That's a great camera angle, game. Lucas Aid is catching. Looks to the inside, but goes back. Maybe try to fake him. Can they get an exit? Not quite. And Northern... Oh, as Lucas locks up and Rodri sneaks through up into P5. And Hines also sneaks through round the outside of the fast turn 4. And up into P6. Lucas having a nightmare start to lap 4.
And there's now a gap forming between Nico, John and Craig, so the top two might run away.
Yeah, I'm just following Butler, who is right on the back of the food. Couldn't quite make the move into the chicane, and now is gonna start to struggle with the dirty air as we see people being off track. So tricky, of course. Sector 2, so much dirty air if you're stuck behind someone. That's Villeneuve. He's gonna try and show Lucasade how it's done. Into turn 1, down the inside. Who can get the better exit? That is the question. Lucasade looks to have a good exit, to be honest, and keeps it. Down into turn 3, and Villeneuve gets to stay behind and have to recoup.
As Dr. J gets a move on Cersei.
That is for P16. It does look a little bit laggy from my end as well. Hopefully it's not too bad for them. Canuck had a very good exit. We'll keep that position for now and see if Tari's can have a better exit. It looks like it. It's gonna be challenging Grayson for that P12. Looks to the outside for turn 1.
Switchback.
Oh! Tried the switchback, but got on the power a little bit too early and had a half spin. Oh, it nearly cuts off their teammate as well. And Butler goes down the inside and is up into P13. The Red Bulls swapping positions.
As Inez is having some problems going a bit
Yeah.
wide.
Lost 2 positions to both Villeneuve and Lucasade. Was trying to have a look on that front wing, but it looks intact, so clearly just a driver error for that one. But it's now right on the back of Lucasade for the DRS straight. Yeah, softs die very early at the starts because of the heavy tire degradation and, of course, very heavy cars at the start. As Noob sets the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:20.0. Cersei has retired in the pits, so no chance of a safety car. And Ace Edge has pulled away, has a 3-second gap now, 3.5 seconds even, which is a very nice feeling. Not that I would know. But Rodri has a pretty good exit.
With DRS, can he overtake Canuck?
Isn't using any ERS and will stay behind through turn 1, down into turn 3. He isn't quite close enough. The Mercedes. Actually, no, never mind. We'll go on board with the Red Bulls. Because it's a battle for P12. Grayson totally missed turn 1. And both Red Bulls are actually through into P12 and P13, with Butler being the Red Bull ahead.
As Ace Edge has got a nice 3-second gap to a second.
Yeah, of course, can take that 3-second time penalty for track limits without worrying too much. And I think it's gonna go up a little bit, as Nico John has just overtaken Craig, and battling often means that the gap goes up a little bit.
That's vital for Nico John in the championship, being 41 points behind Lucasade.
Yeah, Lucasade currently down in 7th as well, so important points on offer as Rodri gets ahead of Canuck up into P4. Oh, synchronized spinning from Hines and disgruntled through turn 1 at the exit of turn 1. Down the inside from disgruntled. Can he get the position?
Going still side by side.
Yeah, goes off track a little bit to make sure they don't crash. It's definitely a good call, especially through that turn. And Hines keeps P8 for now. It's a yellow flag. That's Tough Food, I think, who spun in turn 2. Yeah. Pulled away a little bit, but don't count Nico John out. Nico John is a very quick driver.
He's actually closed the gap from 3.5 seconds from when he overtook Craig.
Yeah. Villeneuve down the inside of Northern Canuck into turn 1. Let's see if it goes well this time. No, that exit is not what you want. And now Northern Canuck is gonna come back, but Villeneuve is enough ahead. Gives space, but keeps the position up into P5 for the new guy. As we see Noob getting ahead of Tar Heels for P13 as well. Quite a lot of overtaking on a track that's not very famous for overtaking. It's very good to see. Now all we need is a commentator's curse to get us a safety car.
As people have now just started to get into their pockets of drivers together.
Yeah, it's starting to settle down a little bit, finally.
Noob's gonna try and get a move on Butler. Oh no, I can't get there unfortunately.
Yeah, just that little bit too far behind. Rodri is very close to Craig.
He's
Are they gonna go for the move? Oh, wow, what a send from Villeneuve! Villeneuve had a little look on Rodri. Couldn't quite get the move done. And we have the first boxer,
On the
Craig, into the
mediums.
pits. And Noob has had a spin.
Oh, that's not gonna be helpful for him.
Oh, and something's happened in turn 1 as well. There's a Ferrari.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
Tafu.
fool. Who's had a spin, making it impossible to overtake into turn 1, of course.
Craig going on another set of mediums, so going for the 2-stop.
Yeah, medium, medium. I'm gonna assume softs then.
Patroness is still on. He's on 11 lap old softs. He hasn't pitted yet, which is quite surprising.
Is that rain I see? No, just dirt. Never mind. Wishful thinking from myself.
Rain would add spice to this race with the strategy.
Yeah, for sure. As we see the first 3-second time penalty. Disgruntled Muppets. It's one of those tracks where it's not a lot of places where you can get warnings, but the few places where you can get warnings, it's very easy. Yeah, it's very easy to run the temps too high. I wonder if Craig has forgotten to turn down the tire pressures and is struggling with the...
But he makes a move on Butler.
Yeah, those fresh mediums helping him get past the Red Bull up into P10. Obviously, it's going to be very interesting to see where he comes out compared to everyone else, especially compared to Nico, John, and Rodri, who he was racing before he boxed. Of course, has to stop again, as we see Dutch and Dr. J has stopped for mediums and hards, respectively. But they are at the back.
HNS is really talking to those tyres and making them last.
Yeah, I wonder if he's doing the soft medium. As we see Vilna right up Rodri's gearbox and now gets the move done before turn 1, and of course is gonna have the double DRS to help defend into turn 3. Because it's only one detection point on this track. As Craig sets the fastest lap out of 1:19.3, I think it was. Sparkplug has boxed for a set of softs, so that's at least one more stop for them.
Some interesting strategies being played here.
Yeah, the undercut is very strong on this track. I wonder, because fresh tires are very, very good here. I wonder if the 2-stop is gonna work for people. I went on the wrong person. It's gonna be very interesting to see.
As we're closing into the halfway point of this race in about 4 laps time.
Yeah. Rodri is struggling to keep up with Villeneuve. Just got DRS, I think. Yeah, did manage. Yeah, Gord undercut and got
Craig
P2
fighting
from
with
it.
Tac Delta.
And Tac Delta slots in behind Craig.
With a slow moving Lucasade right in front.
Yeah, Lucas seems to be struggling a little bit on this track in terms of race pace. Obviously, P8 is still a very good position, but obviously we know Lucas 8 can do a bit better. And he's under immense pressure now from Craig.
As Villeneuve is now caught up to Nico John, bringing Rodri with him.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle for P2 then.
Oh, as they all head into the pits.
Oh, would you look at that? 1, 2, 3. Has to be for hard tires if they want to go to the end of the race. And Lucas 8 also into the box. As Craig is going to take P3. And P4, sorry. Disgruntled is also ahead. But how far ahead is Craig? And yeah, it's hards all around for Nico, Villeneuve and Rodri. Hinnes has gone for mediums. Lucas 8 for hards and Tack for hards as well. Craig is 6 seconds ahead of Nico John. He's going to be able to pull away for a little bit longer, as those mediums will still be faster than the hards. It's going to be very interesting.
As Ace is enjoying his nice drive round in first.
Yeah, 11 seconds, can look after tires, can look after fuel, because fuel is definitely...
Oh, he goes into the pits.
Key here. And yeah, Ace Edge into the box. What tires? It gotta be hard.
Tar Heel's making a move on Salad Tosser. Getting the move done into turn 4.
Yeah, it's hard for the race leader. Canuck comes in as well. Disgruntled in as well. So Craig is gonna take the race lead, but only just.
How much can Craig get ahead of Ace before he has to pit again?
Yeah, Villeneuve had a little look down the inside. Nico John gave him some space, and now round the outside goes Villeneuve into turn 3. Can they keep the car there for turn 4? Not quite. Nico John with some strong defending. Rodri trying to find a way around them both, but is well and truly stuck.
Tack Delta trying to find a way around Flying Grayson.
Well, take a quick peek at that one. Oh, and it's gonna go side by side and goes past actually. Well done. Nice move from Tack Delta. Villeneuve has dropped off Nico John a little bit. Maybe has had to do some defending from Rodri. Yeah, the hards is definitely not bad.
Villeneuve going for a move? Not quite.
It's the same story again, but this time a better exit. And again, round the outside, but this time way further ahead. And he's going to be able to keep that position this time. It's a 1-3 for AlphaTauri currently. But of course, Craig has to box again. Of course, if there's a late safety car, Craig is absolutely sorted. Ooh, do you remember what the pole time was? A 16.4? 16.8. Ah. And Ace Edge is actually within the DRS.
AlphaTauri being first and third are hoping to get not be last in the constructors' standings in Tier 2.
A little bit of lag, because they definitely made contact on my screen, but it doesn't look like they made any sort of contact. Well, we'll give you some shots of the Haas, because we haven't seen it for the whole race. As he's trying to overtake Craig.
His first look at actual fighting, it seems.
Yeah, but he knows he can take his time with this. He has 4 seconds down. And he knows Craig has to box again. Well, hopefully he knows. It's very tricky to overtake, especially if someone is good at defending, which Craig definitely seems to be. But now it's gonna be a task that is too big. Ace Edge back up into the lead of this Magyar Nagedic. And Villeneuve has actually caught up quite a lot. So Craig helping his teammate.
Oh, virtual safety car.
No. For what?
Don't really know what for, but hopefully this will punch up the field a bit.
Ah, I see a Dutch without a front wing.
Oh.
I suspect that has something to do with it.
Most likely. Will be changing strategy for him.
Yeah. Could go for another set of mediums. Yeah, Craig should definitely pit, but the problem is Craig is all the way over here. The virtual safety car is gonna end soon.
If it was a full safety car, Craig would be loving it, but
yeah,
that's not the case.
Only problem is it's a little bit too early for the soft tires, but...
Oh, no, he's going for it.
Yeah, here he goes. Don't get a 5-second. Good. So easy to do.
Oh, VSC ended just as you
Oh,
went in for
noob!
pits.
Drive through, and yeah, that's gonna be so annoying for Craig. Obviously, he's not lost as much as he could, and he goes for the hards.
Tafur and Noob are both getting drive-through penalties for speeding under the VSC.
Oh, that's so tough. It's so easy to do. I did it myself last season in Austria. Yeah, I think that Craig has the same thinking I do. He can't make the tires last quite enough to wanna go soft at this at this point. As Butler gets up into P10, rounds tack delta.
Craig had to go either the hards or the softs, chose the hards, see how that might affect him later on.
Yeah, it could. Ramsey is saying it could also have been all that he had left if he used all the sets in qualifying, which is very true. This is also why you always save a set of tires. We have Salatosser very close to the Alpine of Flying Grayson, trying round the outside there. Very interesting move.
Oh, Noob trying to get ahead of Salatosser. In the chicane.
Does so.
That's a
nice.
very hard place to overtake.
Yeah, it's very tricky to overtake into there. But Noob showing balls of steel. Oh, and goes to the inside. Can't quite Get the move
Oh,
though.
round the outside.
Oh, a little bit of lag. It's gonna be tricky. I think Grayson got the DRS.
This is going to be very, very tight, as Grayson did get the DRS.
Yeah, Noob is flashing as well, so not much DRS for the Mercedes. Oh, Grayson outbrakes himself.
Oh,
And now Salatosser is back up into P14.
this is very close racing.
Noob has a little look down the inside, but
Oh,
Owen comes back in the second part of the turn and gets round the outside of Flying Grayson. Incredible scenes here in Tier 2.
very clean from the wall.
Yeah, how someone didn't spin, I will never know. Amazing racing from them three in a battle for P14 as well. Lucas 8 now down the inside of Disgruntled for P7. Oh, I think he got it a little bit wrong.
Oh,
Maybe not. Oh, hard defending from Disgruntled, not giving a single inch, but he comes back down the inside, and now Disgruntled goes off track.
Lucas Aid finding it hard in this race.
Yeah. Oh, and Craig. We're gonna go on board with Craig actually. And Craig sneaks down the inside.
Trying to get that move done.
Round the outside as well. Yeah, gets the move on Disgruntled, but was there contact? That is the question. Now Craig needs to push to not lose the DRS of Lucas Aid. Yeah, an incredible move from Craig. Getting up into P8. These guys are making move Ramsey wouldn't even consider. And yeah, I can only say the same. Some of these moves have been outrageous, but it's been incredible to see. And very, very nice that they aren't making too much contact as well, and no one has lost the car. Some very good racing from all parties. Craig looks to have a little bit superior downforce compared to Lucas Aid. Closed up a lot through Sector 2.
Villeneuve now has DRS on Ace Edge.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting as well. We're going to stick on board here for now, but we'll keep an eye on that for next lap. As Craig gets a good exit. And we'll get the move for P7. Maybe. Yeah, gets ahead before the braking. And Lucas Aid will have to slot into P8. Let's go up into the top and see that Villeneuve is right on that edge of Ace Edge. As Dodge has left the session, hopefully no one lags back. As the Ferrari gets blue flags. Oh, will Villeneuve get the DRS? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there was 4,000. No, they do. It must have just ticked over then. Of course, gets the double hit down into turn 3 as well. But Ace Edge looks very quick, both in the turns and in the straight line. Or in a straight line. But Villeneuve looks to have gotten to within. Oh, and they get a 3-second!
Oh!
No! They bounce
That's
off.
massive.
Yeah, they bounce off that left, that fast left. It's so easy to do if you take it a little bit too. If you take a little bit too much curb, it's so easy to bounce off and get a warning. Villeneuve currently still in P2, even with those 3 seconds added though, which is very good. But Nico John 1.4 seconds off will start to push after seeing that, of course. Hopefully Rodri and Nico John can work together instead of hindering each other.
As we head into the last 7 laps.
Yeah, it's absolutely flown by. Tech Delta getting 3 seconds as well. We'll swap over to the penalties in a few laps time when it's starting to come to crunch time.
Yellow flag. Nothing major though.
Yeah, it's Tafur going slowly, trying not to be in the way, which is very good. Villeneuve couldn't quite get close enough, so we swap over to Lucas Aid, who's trying as well. But can't quite get close enough either. Craig with the 2-stop currently down in P7 and isn't looking like catching Northern Canuck too fast. Oh, and it's Dr. J who spun. What's that, turn 7? 6 or 7?
Will they be able to get back onto the track? Yep. Safety car shouldn't be coming out.
Yeah. As we see Noob get up into P14. Oh, and Salatosser a little bit too trigger happy on the exit of turn 1. Has a half spin, but keeps it pointing the right direction. As we now see Villeneuve diving it down the inside for P1 on track. Gets a little bit trigger happy as well. Does the exact same thing that Salatosser does. And Ace Edge comes back up into the lead.
If there's a safety car at any point now, it would be most reasonable to pit for softs, in my opinion. Especially if you're at the back.
The thing is, though, for someone like Ace Edge, it's going to be very scary because if Villeneuve, Nico, Rodri, and Hines doesn't pit, you're going to have to overtake so many people at a track where you can only overtake into 2 turns, except if you're tier 2 and overtake everywhere.
But the tyre advantage would be incredibly high, so it's the gamble which you might choose to do.
Yeah, very true, very true. As Villeneuve is lining up attempt number 2.
Hopefully gonna make this one stick.
Yeah, taking a quick peek at the ERS levels. Obviously not gonna give the intel out in case they're listening, but just an interesting for you viewers out there. But see, Gorsos, the thing is, if you have enough people behind you, you don't have to pit, because then they will be basically like a pillow, hindering from overtaking us.
Disgruntled
Disgruntled!
Bopper!
It's a safety car! Oh my lord!
The commentator's curse has actually
Well,
come into play.
let's see what happens then. Let's see who pits. That is incredible! 6 laps out.
Let's look at Ace Edge, see what he's planning to do. With 5 laps remaining as well.
Yeah. Let's see, Ace Edge comes in. Oh, there's a lot of lag.
Villeneuve comes in.
Nico
John
comes in. Rodri comes in. No one taking the track position. Actually, never mind. Why do I even speak? Hines is taking the track position. And Hines is now leading 15 lap all mediums against fresh softs, or well, at least minorly used softs. Yeah, this is gonna be very interesting.
Massive gamble from HNS.
Yeah.
See what he's gonna do.
If
he can keep up.
Yeah, the thing Hines needs to do now is maximize the exits out of the final turn, out of turn 1, and out of turn 4, or 3. That is the only... Oh, and I don't even know the turn name, turn number. But before the last 2 turns, because that straight is also enough to make a move. But if they can maximize those, use the ERS smartly, they could still win this.
Yes. But with the amount of laps that is left, the safety car could come in at any moment, despite there being people not caught up to it.
Yeah, I think it'll stay out. I think it'll stay out one more lap. And it looks like it will. At least one more lap. Hines also needs to force Ace Edge to the wrong places into the turns. Because of course if he can get the better lines, Ace Edge is gonna struggle a little bit more.
Lots of debate in the chat whether Hines can actually survive this.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. It's gonna be 3 racing laps once the safety car comes in. So it's gonna be one... No, it's not gonna be any DRS whatsoever, because it doesn't get activated until...
This will be very, very interesting. See what Lucas they can do to try and recover from this poor race that he's had.
Yeah, let's take a quick peek at the position changes. Only lost one place, but of course would want so much more. Let's quickly look at the standings once again and see that, yeah, only one, actually 2 races outside of the podium. In the United Arab Emirates and Zandvoort. Other than that, they've been on the podium every time.
Safety car in this lap.
Yeah.
This is where it's at.
We're gonna go on to penalties as well, because of course Villeneuve in P3 has a 3-second. We have Butler, Tack and Sparkplug also with 3 seconds, and Tafur, but Tafur is a lap behind everyone, so that won't really come into play. Yeah, Godspeed, Hines. Let's see. They've gone quite early. Oh, and Ace Edge. Ace Edge is so close. Ace Edge is so close already. It's lagging. Oh!
Does he go for the move?
Round out. Oh, there's a lot of lag. There's a lot of lag. I don't know what's going on. Nico John down the inside has actually taken P2. It's so tricky.
Yellow flag. There's been a spin.
Yeah, and now Villeneuve, round outside, turns to the inside, can't quite get it move. On Ace Edge, who's down into P3. Nico John is now the challenger for Hines. Hines staying ahead. And just look at this view. There is so many cars behind him. Oh, and look at that, Nico John down the inside. He's gonna get the move done. Oh, and Ace Edge sneaks through as well, up into P2. Hines is dropping like a rock.
Making the move as well.
Yeah, Hines is dropping like a rock. Couldn't quite maximize the exits.
Lucas, they trying to overtake Northern Canuck, getting that P6.
Yeah, and now the battle for P1 is Nico John against Ace Edge. Is Ace Edge gonna get that first PRL win of his career, or is the old dog Nico John gonna take yet another win from an aspiring driver? The switchback from Ace Edge, but Nico John has the better exit. But round the outside he goes! What a move from Ace Edge up into the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Villeneuve is looking very racy as well with that 3 seconds.
Villeneuve does have that 3 seconds, yeah. On the penultimate lap as well, all to play for next one.
Yeah, of course, DRS is not active. It's gonna get activated as they cross the line to start the final lap, but of course it won't come into action because of the one detection point. And Ace Edge is pulling away. Ace Edge has almost a second.
This is not helpful for Nico John.
Sparkplug's out. Yeah, I lost it.
What can Nico John do now? Can he try and overtake Ace Edge?
He needs to push. Crazy. As we said, DRS is enabled, but won't come into play. Canuck is trying to get the Alfa Romeos, but can't. Lucas is actually up into P5 after all of this.
Dropping all the way down to 10th from being first.
Yeah. I don't quite know where they were before the pit stops, but it was higher, so they have lost.
The gamble did not pay off.
Yeah. There's a lot of drivers very close to each other. Tar Heels has had a moment, losing several positions. into P13, but coming through the final couple of corners now, Ascent is gonna be able to hold on. Surely, no commentator cares is strong
Unless
enough
he
for
spins
this.
here. No.
Ascent comes across the line and wins in Hungary. Nico John gets P2. Villeneuve is gonna drop a couple of positions here. Gets P5 in the end, but who? Tech Delta can't overtake Butler, but will overtake thanks to penalties anyways.
As the
And
penalties now start to get applied.
yeah,
The end of the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Wow, what a race.
Very exciting at the end there with that late safety car.
Yeah, that safety car definitely spiced it up. Stuck at a black screen. There we are. You can see Ace Edge floating in the air. Incredible. And yeah, Ace Edge wins with the fastest lap as well, 17.9. Ahead of Nico John and Rodri. An all-American American continent top 3. Very, very interesting. Lucas Aid gets P4. Villeneuve, in the end, got P5 from P10. Northern Canuck getting P6 ahead of Craig, who ended up in P7 in the end. Not quite what he would have wanted from that P3 start. Hines getting P8 ahead of a triple American, Flying Grayson, Tech Delta, and Tar Heels. Butler getting P12 ahead of Salatosser. We have Noob in 14th. We have Dr. J 15th. Dutch in 16th. Sparkplug 17th. We have Tafur in 18th. And then we have the Canadians where they belong at the bottom with Disgruntled and Cersei. Not that they belong there, but the Canadians belong there.
Both having DNFs as well.
Yeah. But yeah, that has been it. Who would you give as a driver of the day?
It was very commanding from Ace Edge to get the win, and it was very tight at the end, but I believe Villeneuve managed to get through the field quite a lot and did very well, just was unfortunate to get a penalty, so it'd be between them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ace Edge has to edge it out because of the win. But definitely a great first drive from Villeneuve. It's going to be very interesting to follow their PRL career. A driver I think we'll see in Tier 1 in a not too distant future. But yeah, that has been it for this week. Join us again next week where the midweek is taking on Abu Dhabi with realistic cars. And Tier 1 and Tier 2 is going to Austria for the second sprint race of the season. But until then, I've been Jesper. I've been joined by Destroyer. And until next time, have a good time. Take care and goodbye.